There are 1,800 British men and women living on Kandahar airfield, 900 RAF, 800 Army, and the odd naval officer. Lieutenant Pete Barfoot's just been posted to Afghanistan, where he's got the job as political advisor for the camp.
It's not quite the same as being on the front line with a rifle, but certainly if I can, assist with the intelligence analysis and also give people a bit of a better idea of what's going on political-wise, then I'll be fairly happy with that.
This afternoon, he's putting up posters about the key players in President Karzai's Afghan government.
This is more aimed for your NCOs and officers, but you never know. You might get private blogs come along here and actually, take an active interest and read it and really draw something from it, and that's what I hope.
Before he came out to the desert, Pete was serving on aircraft carrier HMS Illustrious.
Massively different to being at sea. There's obviously no movement there. We've got a window to keep an eye on. In fact, look, fantastic view. A concrete blast wall. Yeah, quite nice. So that's good, but often the blinds are down because actually you can see the fine dust just gets absolutely everywhere, and it just comes through all the joints on the windows and everything. I mean, we last dusted this place on Sunday, didn't we, Stitch? And it's already built up massively. You can see I'm trying to keep a bit of navy of the army there, bringing a bit of navy with Ensign. Up there, a few pictures of home, as we'll have, plaster on the bulkhead. I like to still use naval terminology, much to the chagrin of my cabin mates.
Camp Bastion is 90 miles northwest of Kandahar airfield and only 25 miles from the combat zone. The RAF Chinook crew do a 4-day stint here, transporting supplies and troops across Helmand Province. One of the Chinook's most vital roles is as an air ambulance, picking up wounded soldiers. It's part of the Immediate Response Team, or IRT. Chinook pilot Jockey and co-pilot Scratchy are on 24-hour standby in case of an emergency call-out.
I would say the most important role for us here is the IRT, which we're doing today. So that is to go out into theatre where someone's been wounded and take the medics with you, pick the person up, the medics try and stabilise them as best they can, and then recover all those people back to usually Camp Bastion, where they can be brought into proper treatment in the hospital here.
I think IRT is probably the most satisfying thing we do out here, because you see a definite impact. It's quite nice to know that you're helping other people out.
You're trying to keep your body in rest, because you could go in the middle of the night and you have to be on the ball. So I'm here at the moment, resting and just waiting on the next call. So I know that if it happens later on tonight, I won't be tired when I go and do it.
It's a high-risk job. They'll be flying directly into a combat zone. And when it lands, the Chinook is a big, slow-moving target for the Taliban.
The Taliban are probably in and around that area and will know that at some point a Chinook or another type of support helicopter will come in and out to do a resupply. So we need somebody upstairs while we go in low to watch what we're doing, to protect us as we go in and out.
And that somebody upstairs is an Apache gunship. It's an American attack helicopter, adapted by the British Army and armed to the teeth. Pilot Will Rouse has been flying the Apache for 2 years. He's 24 years old, and this is his second tour of Afghanistan.
The enemy forces are very scared of the aircraft because they know most of its capabilities, and whenever we turn up, they normally go to ground, hide in all the trees and the ditches and stuff.
They've got good reason to be scared. The Apache's a real battlefield bully. It can pack a variety of weaponry, including a 30mm Boeing M230 chain gun that fires an awesome 625 rounds per minute. And it's controlled by the pilot turning his head. Attached to each wing can be pods of 19 CRV-7 rockets. Fired separately or in bursts, they're capable of devastating light armoured vehicles. And next to the rockets, it can carry 8 laser-guided Hellfire anti-tank missiles, powerful enough to destroy the heaviest armoured tanks from 5 miles away. Jockey and Scratchy have just got a call. 2 soldiers have been injured in an explosion near Sangin, 55 miles to the northeast in the heart of the combat zone. They need airlifting to hospital, and fast.
You have to get things right because people are relying on you.
Fairly risky as it comes, I think.
As the Chinook crew complete their last-minute checks, their Apache escort race to get airborne.
Got a shot, escorting the IRT. Go and pick up casualty.
The Apache has 2 pilots. One in the back flies the aircraft, while the co-pilot or gunner in the front operates the weapons.
You've got to get out there as quickly as possible to support the Chinook, to make sure that we're picking up the guy on the ground and thinking about what you're expecting when you get there. The enemy forces still in the area, whether we're going to have to engage, whether we're going to have to just watch the Chinook. It is quite a high adrenaline thing because obviously there's so much of the unknown. We think that it's not going to be the worst thing, but you've always got to be prepared for that.
After a 20-minute flight, the Chinook crew and their Apache escort arrive at Sangin, in the heart of Helmand Province, to pick up 2 injured soldiers. As pilot Jockey comes into land, the Chinook is at its most vulnerable. So the Apache circles overhead, keeping watch for enemy activity.
We obviously are interrogating the area around, making sure that there's no enemy forces around, and if they are, then we obviously hold out the Chinook and ensure that we can suppress or engage the enemy.
There's no place to hide from the Apache's all-seeing eye. Telescopic sights and night vision sensors in the nose of the aircraft allow the gunner to detect and pinpoint enemy threats by day and night. This information is projected into a monocle in front of each pilot's right eye. Infrared sensors in the cockpit track their helmet's movements so each pilot can aim the sights just by turning his head. Most scary of all, the awesome chain gun can be slaved to the pilot's helmet and fired wherever he looks.
If you suddenly get engaged from the side, you can look back at where you've been engaged from and do a snapshot and engage the target.
Jockey lands the Chinook as close to the casualties as possible, and the Medivac team quickly get to work.
There's a couple of times when we've had rounds fired past the aircraft, which immediately got my adrenaline rushing. However, you've got to stay focused and ensure that you can prosecute the target or prosecute where those rounds have come from.
The 2 casualties, both from the Gurkha regiment, are safely on board. Chinook pilot Jockey takes off and the race is on to get them back to Bastion. Co-pilot Scratchy focuses his mind on what's going on in the cockpit rather than out the back.
You don't see anything when you're sitting in the front, which is a good thing. You certainly feel fairly helpless when you've got the aircraft going as fast as it can go, trying to get it to where it needs to be and just hoping that the guys in the back are winning the battle, I guess.
The 2 casualties both made full recoveries.
When you pick someone up and you know that you got them to hospital on time, that's definitely pretty rewarding.
"90 miles east in Kandahar, there's a photo shoot going on.
Okay.
26-year-old Tracy French is one of 14 aeromedics who assist injured soldiers back to the UK.
If I could ask the shorties to step aside.
I'm quite tall.
Okay.
Frenchie, get over here.
Come on.
Come on. There's a lot of people leaving in the next week, so we're just trying to get a photograph of us all together, really. We have a laugh every day, even if it gets a bit touchy sometimes, the hours that we're doing and stuff like that, but no, everybody gets on really well. There we go. Just throw her off. Wrap that off here.
Frenchie works over by the runway in the air staging unit.
Right then, do your temperature first.
Most of the sick and wounded in southern Afghanistan end up here waiting for a flight home.
I don't think anybody really wants to go home in these circumstances, but I mean, that's why we try and make it sort of as comfortable and as relaxed for them as we can. If a fly comes near, press that button, but don't touch that.
Put your hands on it.
No chance, not happening. You've got to make sure you press the button though when you hit the fly. It'll electrocute them.
There have been 1,200 British Aeromed evacuations from Afghanistan in the last 2 years. Army Lance Corporal Colin Spooner was injured 8 days ago, fighting alongside the Marines in Helmand Province. He's 21 years old.
So where I was, it's like the green zone. So a lot of rivers and cornfields and opium fields and stuff like that. It's quite hard going, especially with the heat and that.
They were ambushed by the Taliban and Colin was hit by shrapnel from an 82mm mortar shell.
Obviously I was in mega shock and just sort of like walking around like screaming and that. And then my mates come up to me and as soon as I saw my mates I was alright. They sorted me out, so just want to get home now and just go from there.
Colin's flight doesn't leave till tomorrow.
Right then, let's go shopping.
So, French is taking him and the rest of the walking wounded for a bit of retail therapy. The American Superstore is one of 3 supermarkets on camp, selling everything from magazines to mountain bikes.
Just making the day pass, just gives them something to do. It's just trying to entertain them for a little bit.
But keeping tabs on 5 grown men isn't easy.
Right, where have those guys gone? It's quite difficult because they're all very independent people. So you've sort of got to let them get on with it, but you've also got to sort of be in the background if anything does happen. It's a bit embarrassing when you lose patients. Not that I have, yet. 2, 3, 4.
Someone's missing.
Where's that other one gone now? Who was there a minute ago?
Colin. He's got one last purchase to make. A present for Frenchie.
Yeah, I'll borrow a pack of M&Ms. She changes my socks for me, so I'll give her something anyhow. All the medical staff out here have just been amazing. Like from the moment I got injured to like now and getting me back home and that, it's just been awesome. So I'm glad that they're here, to be honest with you. I'm really glad.
Oh, good choice, M&Ms. All right then, that's a deal.
It's 11 p.m. and Frenchie's back on duty.
DVD player for the flight back.
She's getting ready to escort her patients back to the UK. They'll be flying in a C-17 Globemaster, the RAF's latest addition to its fleet. It's built to transport a Chinook or 3 Apache helicopters. But tonight, the medical team's busy converting it.
We are basically building a mini ward on the back of the plane, I suppose, ready for the guys to come on, like a little hospital. The aeroplane itself, you can see all these leads leading up here. That's got electricity and oxygen that's pumping through. It's like what you'd find in a hospital. It's got the emergency button, it's got the call button that the patients need, it's got the oxygen going through it. So it has essentially got everything that you would in a hospital, really.
The first of French's patients start to arrive.
Nice and slowly, don't fall over on camera.
Including Lance Corporal Colin Spooner, who was injured in Helmand.
We're just to try and make their flight as comfortable as possible. Obviously, the nurses will be giving them if they need any painkillers and everything to make. It's just to make the trip back as comfortable as you can. Are you all right?
The 5 walking wounded are safely tucked in. But there are 3 more casualties booked onto this flight. Rob Williams and his 2 regiment soldiers will go on last. Because of the seriousness of their injuries, they're being kept in hospital as long as possible. The new commander of the airbase, Andy Fryer, and the regiment boss, Mark Hand, have come to say goodbye.
Well, we're about to go and wish them luck, really. It's always a difficult thing when you've got guys lying in hospital.
It's not minor injuries we're dealing with here. These guys are seriously injured. It takes a little bit of steel to face them and to show that you really do care. How are you, fella? You all right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, that's remarkable that you're here, fella. All right? It's not the end of the story, it's the beginning. Somebody will pay, one way or the other. All right?
Over 100 British troops have been killed and almost 1,000 have been seriously injured in Afghanistan. Last on tonight's flight are the 2 wounded regiment lads and their sergeant, Rob Williams. At RAF Brize Norton in Oxfordshire, the C-17 touches down after a 9-hour flight from Kandahar. Aeromed Tracy French has been looking after 21-year-old Army Lance Corporal Colin Spooner. He was injured in a mortar attack 10 days ago.
This, I suppose, is what you joined up for, making sure the guys get home safely. It's nice.
It's a very rewarding job, very rewarding. Especially when the parents see them. You can see the relief in their faces when the guys get here and they're okay.
Would you like to have them home?
Been the worst week of my life. A week and a bit.
With the injuries he's got, you could do with having like a warm bath every day, just to clean it up, and just like try and dry naturally, try not to rub it or anything, because he's got quite a lot of gashes.
Say your goodbyes.
Yeah. Here's another hug you. Alright, you take care of yourself.
I'll look you up.
Yes, find me.
Right. Okay,
Take
then.
care.
See you later.
Bye.
French has got one night here, but there's no time to see her family. Just a stopover in the military hostel at Brize Norton.
Hello, you all right?
Before heading back to Kandahar tomorrow morning.
6 o'clock call.
Yep.
There'll be toast and cereal down in the dining room, and transport will leave here at 7.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Get it back in the morning.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
All you want to do is book in, get your bed, and then get up in the morning and fly back out again, because while we're here, you know that the guys are back in Kandahar with, at the moment, 4 people short, so anything could be happening out there. They could be absolutely maxed out, so you want to get back out there and give them a hand as well.